off to the Uinta Mountains. Let's go.
All right guys, so we have made it up to the spot that we're gonna set up camp today. We are up in the Uinta Mountains by a couple awesome little beaver ponds, a nice little stream, and as you can see behind me, there's this really beautiful meadow behind us. So we're gonna go ahead and get camp set up. The two guys that I'm camping with they brought hot tents, so who knows, maybe I'll end up in their tent by the end of the night if this doesn't work out for me. All right guys, so now that we've got the tent set up, let's head inside and check out some of the new gear that I brought especially for this trip. Let's go. All right guys, so we're here. We're on trail, camp set up. Now what? Sometimes I feel like there's so much hype behind getting the gear, there's so much hype about getting on trail that sometimes we overlook just the beauty of just existing out here. All right guys, so just giving you a quick update. We've set up camp. The other two guys that I'm with have been processing wood. We've just been relaxing and just enjoying our time out here. It's probably, I think it's about 4:30, 5 o'clock-ish. We're just gonna get ready for it to start getting dark, and we'll get dinner made up here soon, and we'll check back in with you then. All right guys, it's my favorite time of night. It's the time to make some dinner. Up on tonight's menu, I've got chicken teriyaki from Peak Refuel, which is one of my favorites. I'm rocking the MSR titanium kettle, and on this trip I chose to bring the Soto Windmaster, which I find has been my favorite stove lately. Oh yeah, here we go. The best part of the day. Oh, yes! I literally feel like a kid in a candy store waiting for this thing. I'm so hungry. All right, guys, it's that time of night. I'm gonna start getting ready for bed. I'm gonna finish my dinner, get some tea, and then I'm gonna jump into bed.
Good morning, everybody. I slept super toasty last night. I actually got so hot that I had to open up my sleeping bag on the top and the bottom. So that was a good problem to have. I think it's time for a nice relaxing morning. Let's go do it. Now that is not a bad view to wake up to. Not as good as my wife. That's pretty good. So, just a quick summary of my night. We got to bed super early because it got dark. I don't know, around, I'd say super dark, about 6 o'clock. We made dinner, had a cup of tea, we chatted for a while, got in here, watched an episode of The Office, and I slept for probably about 11 hours last night. I don't think I've slept that long since I was like 15 months old. Yeah, this is a beautiful morning. I was really impressed with all the gear. The X-Therm kept me super warm. I could literally feel the heat radiating from the pad back to me. It was kind of cool. It was pretty rainy last night, and my X-mid held the condensation super well. I mean, it's beaded up all around the outside, but I haven't had anything. All the gear did great, outperformed what I was expecting. So not gonna lie to you, last night I was a little bit nervous after seeing people that I'm with setting up their hot tents that are way more rugged than this tent, and they have a tent and they have a stove set up and their steam's billowing out the top. I thought it was was a little worried, but I slept like a baby, so.
There's really not a better way you could spend a morning backpacking. All right, you guys, so one of my favorite parts of backpacking is doing a little bit of exploring. Because let's be honest, backpacking is really just an excuse for grown adults to act like children. We've got our toys and we've got our playground. So let's go take a look at the forest. And conveniently, it's time for the morning pee anyway, so let's go find a good stump to water. I don't feel like I'm done exploring yet. Let's go do some more. All right, guys, now that I'm done with my playtime, let's go make some breakfast. Let's go check on the other guys. Okay, now playtime's over. All right, guys, so I figured since I've got all my gear set up, laid out, I'll take you through and let you know what I brought on this trip. Let's go take a look. See, one of the reasons I went with the Dan Durston X-mid too is because I can set it up in a little bit of a porch mode, sort of like the big Agnes Copper Spur, the new 2020 series. I like having this extra space out here, keep my chair out here, my little makeshift doormat. But really I just use a stick and a rock, piece of string, and it gives me a lot of extra livable space that I can cook my food, throw my extra gear out here, or wait out a storm, but also enjoy the beautiful view. All right, so looking from the inside out, this is kind of how I like to have my vestibule set up. Porch mode, chair there, my Thermarest welcome mat. And then I do love, these vestibules are big enough that I'm able to cook out here and store my extra gear. All right, guys, so as hard as it is to stay organized while out backpacking, I do my best in every tent that I'm in to create some sort of system in order to keep everything organized. Now that, oh, there's my wife texting me. So one pocket I always designate to put all my stuff sacks in so that I know where they're all at. I used to put them in my pack, and I found that just keeping them inside the tent is a great place if I need them. Now, at the head end of the tent, I like to keep all my essential stuff. So I keep my food, my garbage bag, which I just use one of my dehydrated meals, and I start stuffing all my garbage in there so that I keep it all in one spot so that I'm leaving no trace. So in addition to my garbage, my food bag, I keep one of my water bottles. I keep my ditty bag. Now, another thing that I carry is my fanny pack. I keep camera filming stuff, my first aid kit, headlamp, a couple extra hand warmers, just some things that if I go out and film or if I go on a little hike, I've got everything that I need right here for a small little outing. All right, so let me show you something up top that I keep stored up here. In this tent, there are tons of pockets. And one of the things that I like is I keep some essential gear up here too. I love all the pockets in here to keep stuff organized. I keep my satellite device, which is the Garmin InReach Mini, up here so it's got a clear view of the sky. It's not getting lost. I always know where it's at. I also keep my extra battery pack and my buff up here. There's no real rhyme or reason more than just to keep things organized. Okay, so now let's move to the foot end of the tent. I usually like to keep, if I'm by myself, I like to keep my pack and my extra clothes here. As you can see, I like to try and keep things organized, as I've said many times, just because it makes for a much easier and more enjoyable experience. Something that I do keep right here on my pack is my poop kit, because in the middle of the night or whenever, I don't want to be searching for that thing, so I keep it right there. If I was to have a second person with me, the X-mid has huge vestibules obstacles, so keeping gear out there is going to be no problem. All right, guys, so last night I used the Big Agnes Anvil Horn 0 degree down sleeping bag. This is a 650 fill down bag, and honestly, I was toasty. We had some pretty rough weather, some hard rain, and I stayed so toasty. And one of the cool features on this bag is that it has the system on the bottom that holds your pad in place so that you're not slipping around on your pad. I can roll inside my sleeping bag and my pad doesn't move anywhere. All right, guys, so that was my MTV Cribs backpacking edition. Down in the comments below, let me know if you guys have used the Dan Durston X-mid too, have any questions about it, or anything about my setup. Throw it in the comments and let's have a chat about it. And after that tour, I'm feeling a little hungry. You know, you guys, as I'm sitting here eating breakfast, enjoying this view, I thought that you might like to see it too, because it is gorgeous. Let's check it out. All right, guys, so we've had a great morning. We've had great conversation. We had another person show up, so now we've got 4 of us here. And you can feel the change in the air. You can feel that the weather is turning here. And so we're just trying to take some of those preparations necessary to make sure we stay warm tonight. For me, because I'm not lucky like these guys and have warm, hot tents, making sure all my stuff's ready for the night, just so that there's no surprises when it comes time to hop in there and then I'm missing something. So just thought I'd let you guys know that the trip's going amazing and that the weather's turning. Right now, basically, I'm just gonna get this tent, made sure it's storm worthy for tonight because there's a storm rolling in. And by that, I'm just gonna make sure all my guy out points are nice and tight. I'm gonna add rocks to all the corners to make sure that there's no chance of my stakes coming up. And not that I'm super worried about that, but it's just something that I wanna take that extra precaution because I'd rather do it now than have something happen in the middle of the night. All right, guys, I gotta go get some water filtered. So I'm gonna break out my poncho and let's go get wet.
All right, let's go for it.
All right, guys, so we've got a little bit of break in the weather for a little bit. So I thought it'd be a good idea to come sit out here and enjoy it before I'm stuck in the tent again. This really is an amazing area. Really makes me think how blessed we are to have places to go like this as backpackers, because this is an hour away from my house. And I know there are some people that have to drive hours and hours and hours to get places, and an hour away I can escape. I can sit back and I can enjoy this beautiful country that's around us. And I feel like in the current day and age, it's really important for us to be able to disconnect and get in touch with some deeper roots within ourselves. And this trip has been such a great opportunity for me to just reflect on everything that's going on and realize what's important. And these views are incredible. There's no better views than up here. So just remember, each time you're going out on trips, to sit back, have a cup of tea, and enjoy the country around you. All right, guys. Well, another end to an awesome day backpacking. The weather is starting to take a turn. We've got a rain-snow mix right now. Probably gonna get dinner started. It's about 5:30. It's starting to get pretty dark. Clouds are rolling in. Should be a good night. So I will talk to you guys in the morning. This light is totally harsh, but I'm just checking in, letting you know that the storm came. We're in our tents, we're all making dinner. I've got some sweet pork and rice from Peak Refuel. So we'll check in with you in the morning. Again, like I said, unless the weather gets worse. Good morning, guys. Today is our last day out here. We're gonna get some breakfast. We're gonna pack up our gear. We're gonna hike out. So let's get to it. Also, it snowed all night long. This is what last night brought us. This is the type of thing that you just can't miss out on. You've got to at least get out when it snows in the backcountry at least once to experience what this feels like. I mean, just check this out. you believe this? Can you believe what we went from when we went to bed last night and we wake up to this beautiful winter wonderland? I cannot believe that the X-mid made it. It was very unintentional to bring it out during the snow, but the X-mid can handle the snow. And check out these guys. They've got their hot tents ripping. Jay and Devin over there. Lucky ducks in their hot tents. But you know what? You can't really beat this kind of morning to wake up to. Once we all get packed up, we're gonna hit the trail. I just thought one more time you gotta enjoy this view before it's gone, because it is amazing. Alright guys, well, we are almost done with this weekend trip. It was 3 days, 2 nights. We went from t-shirt weather to what you see before us now, this beautiful winter wonderland. We had a great trip. We're out with great people, and we couldn't have asked for a better weekend. If you found value in this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this. And backpackers, we'll see you on the next one.